Good morning, traders. Welcome to today's market review. This is Razak at CMTrading. Today is May 15th, 2014, and we're on that Thursday. Okay, so Thursdays, as you always know, is probably the busiest day for trading the markets. So let's just jump into the economic calendar. So we had some numbers coming out of Japan earlier this morning, and then some numbers from Germany in the midst of that right now, and then we have some numbers coming out later today. So if we look at the numbers for the euro, there's going to be an ECB monthly report. It's a high impact number, the Eurozone CPI. It's more of a general euro block numbers. So these numbers are very important to the 11, 12 o'clock. And then in the afternoon, our favorite, the United States, comes out with the CPI number at 3:30. And then at 2 o'clock, we have Mrs. Yellen speaking. I presume she's a Mrs. She's the Fed chairman in the United States, so she'll be presenting a discussion later today. And so keep those two in mind. Okay, that should move the markets. Just to go into the euro is pretty much flatlined. Okay, if you see here, really in this really tight range, 137 to 120 to 30 pip range. We had this move down, of course, before, earlier in the week, consolidating at these levels. Okay, could possibly bounce at these levels because we are at the bottom of the range here. Okay, just keep in mind, if you remember, previous resistance, we broke it, support, 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 support. So in anticipation, this thing might jump a little bit because it did get beaten up a lot. We could see maybe jump to 137.60, 137.80, or 138, rather. Somewhere along this potentially this new level. So keep an eye out for it today, depending on how things actually materialize today and things unfold. But definitely keep it on your radar. As you know, over the past year, it has inched up, making this double top and forming this trading range right here between 139.5 and 137. So it is a healthy range. Okay, 150 pips. 250 pips. So there is money to be made in this range. Okay, jumping into the next one. The GBP. Okay, the GBP had major numbers coming out yesterday. Unfortunately, wasn't very positive. Look what happened. Fell apart. Okay, anywhere between 60 to 70 pips. It retraced. Okay, off of its highs of 170. Remember, on looking at a longer time frame, remember that this was challenged many times before, and I said that it would really take some sort of momentum to break it higher. We did break it higher a little bit, but now we're finding ourselves, testing this new level. So if we just to show you right here, this new level is really somewhat of a support. Okay, because this was resistance, and now this is somewhat of a support. Nice trend line going up. Okay, so as long as we don't break the trend line, I still see this as a major bullish pair. So look for opportunities to buy it at the bottom of the range. Always keep a tight stop loss. In a 1 hour chart, it has gotten beaten up a lot, so it may jump based on today's news coming out of the United States. Also, the Japanese yen versus the GBP also retraced a little bit. Again, we're looking at a weekly chart, so this is not indicative. But remember, we mentioned that it had this huge move up. We're looking at a 4 hour chart. It retraced. Okay, there's no question it retraced. This was the Japanese number that was overnight, and so we've hit this plateau here, and we're now retracing from it. Let's see if we can pick up momentum on the upside. Remember, looking at the daily chart, we're really up on the higher level. Better on the weekly chart, we're really on the higher level here. So we're still oodles away from 122. We're at 170, 172. So this thing has really gone up a lot in the past year, or year and a half rather. So there's no reason for it not to continue. Okay, as long as it's not showing us any sort of confirmation. This triple top is somewhat of a major resistance, so if you do buy, okay, looking for the anticipation of the breakout, just make sure to have a tight stop loss. If you do short it, okay, keep a stop loss a little bit above the level that you're shorting it. Right now we're somewhat in the middle of the range. I wouldn't recommend doing it now, but if it goes to the top of the range or the bottom of the range, you can definitely play those buys or those sell trigger positions. In the gold, okay, we had a nice pop-up yesterday, really nice pop-up yesterday. If we look on an hourly chart, okay, that's a little bit better. So, we had a nice pop-up from 1295 just yesterday to about 1307 late in the afternoon, and now we're retracing a little bit. May continue to go up. Okay, it's above 1300, so that's a major level. Again, as things are developing in the Ukraine, there are a lot of opportunities to buy this because it's news driven. Okay, so yesterday there was some negative news that the U.S. and Russia were having some sort of continued stress about what the future of the Ukraine will be. So that's reflecting on the graph. So it's a beautiful channel here. Look, I mean, at 1282, if you look here between 1280 and on the upper channel 1310, 1307. So there are oodles of opportunities here to play these ranges. Okay, just make sure if we do break out from the range, just make sure to have a stop like I always say. The other index that we should really look at is the Dow Jones. Okay, so as you remember, the Dow Jones made all this gain this past year. Okay, hitting about 16,745. Okay, above 16,700 earlier in the week, so breaking new highs. But look at what we're developing here. Okay, we're developing an inverted hammer, which is a very bearish looking candle. I was lucky to have shorted in this up move. It was an up day. I took a little bit short. I took a position short. I eased into the position, and lo and behold, didn't go against me much, and made some money on the way down. It was a low probability trade. I did keep a tight lower probability trade, not a low probability trade, but I did keep a tight stop loss just into the anticipation. Things looked like they were starting to get weaker in the Dow, so I just took advantage of it. If you look in the daily chart, it's a 4-hour chart. You saw that it really sold off 100 points yesterday. So 100 points really for a 16,000 point index is not a lot, but it is significant. Okay, it's the triple digits. And look like where we're finding ourselves. We're finding ourselves at previous resistance, 1, 2, 3, and now we're really at that point. We closed right at the bottom of it. So we could either bounce a little bit depending on what's going to go happen with Yellen today, or further continued sell-off. I would presume we'd consolidate until there was some sort of confirmation up or down, but I would really consider seeing how it envelops during the day before taking any position. This is Razak at CMTrading. I want to wish you all a great trading day. Thanks.